She's dead.
Why do you let them believe those things about you?
Because the truth is too awful.
Will Agatha Harkness finally meet her end? The bodies are really piling up.
The original Green Witch.
In the end,
All roads lead to me.
What is up, super fam and bro vengers alike? I am Sensei Finito, aka Bean Sensei, and today we're going to be talking about the Agatha All Along series finale. I really wanted to just get all of my final thoughts, theories, and questions out of the way, and also give you guys a chance to get your final thoughts, theories, and questions out of the way as well. Agatha All Along has been a series that I had no idea I would love so much. I love this series so much so that I'm actually sad it's not going to be getting a season 2, even though I understand they're doing this 3-part structure of WandaVision, Agatha, and of course Vision Quest. When it comes to the supernatural aspects of magic, such as witchcraft and all the other things that they've been diving into within this series, it really has done the due diligence to contextualize what it means to have this supernatural stuff in the MCU. From demons to cosmic entities, this series has definitely surprised me with the things that they've put in it and the direction that they've chose to go with it as well. Even down to them constantly jiggling the keys in front of us with Scarlet Witch and whether Wanda is actually dead or actually alive, or you know what, I'm not sure. Well, I actually am sure. It's like the finesse there is amazing. They are constantly giving us smoke screens and dropping other things for us to pay attention to, so we do not look at what is directly in front of our faces, just like how death was directly in front of our faces. And for a lot of us we did know, for a lot of us we didn't know, and I feel like this show has been able to do that with so many different things that it's caused all of us to stay on our toes, because sometimes we do know something, but collectively sometimes we're confused. Lilia's character really showcased that fact in a wonderful way. The realization that she's the one that basically mind wiped Billy, like all of those realizations that we get from Lilia work so masterfully. It's so crafted in the background that once we see it in episode 7, we see all of these narrative threads get woven together in a way that just creates a beautiful story. In many ways, Agatha All Along capitalizes on every downfall that there was in WandaVision, and the fact that these are from the same creators makes me really wish that she was also doing Vision Quest. I'm kind of nervous about Vision Quest because these two shows have been weaved together so good that it could feel like Vision Quest is just kind of on its own in an island out there. Agatha constantly teeters back and forth from being this good character to a misunderstood character to a bad character to you just thinking she's downright evil. And I feel like this story can really go in a lot of directions when it comes to that. But in the end, I feel like we are headed towards some type of triumphant victory for maybe not Agatha, but maybe for Billy. Billy Maximoff, aka Willie Cap, has stolen this show in a way that I did not expect. A lot of us 100% expected him to be Billy Maximoff, more so than we expected Rio to be Death. But even the revelation of him being Billy was masterful. And then we find out that he's not looking for his mom, he's looking for his brother. Jen is obviously going to be important in the future, or she might just die in the next episode. The way this show goes, I really have no idea. It was amazing to see her have those final moments with Lilia, and Lilia calling her her sister in the craft, and really setting up the torch kind of being passed to Jen in so many ways from the old guard to the new. Factor takes the stress out of healthy living, providing fresh, ready-prepared meals that support even the busiest of lifestyles. Shopping, prepping, cooking, and delivering straight to your door. So you can experience the benefits of clean eating without the hassle. When you're fit, you look great, feel amazing, and have the energy and focus you need. And as an added bonus, there's a team of dietitians always available for extra accountability to help you crush those goals with nutrition coaching programs. No prep, no cooking, just dietitian approved, chef prepared meals delivered to your door and ready to eat in 2 minutes. Pick your pre-made meals, select from a weekly menu of 34 plus dietitian approved meals and 45 plus add-ons that fit your lifestyle. Prepped and cooked to perfection, gourmet chefs take care of the prepping and the cooking so you can do what you need to do. Heat, eat, and enjoy. No prep, no mess, and the meals arrive ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. Use code FACTOR SE57909 for 50% off plus 20% off your next month. Code is only valid in the United States, and the user must order within the first week after creating an account. Go to factor75.com and use my code FACTOR-SE57909 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That's Factor SE57909 for 50% off on factor75.com. Now, carpool with me, if you will, down theory lane as I explain some of my theories about what could happen in the season finale for Agatha All Along. My first theory is that Billy created the road. As seen in the flashback episode, there are a lot of connections between the Witch's Road as well as William Kaplan and Billy Maximoff's taste in media. From The Wizard of Oz to the tarot cards, even listening to Alice Wu's mother's version of the Witch's Road song. When you just go back and pause that moment when we see Billy Maximoff's room for the first time, you can string almost every single episode to something in his room, and I don't think that's an accident. I think it's by design, by his design actually. Even if you look at the things that Agatha says offhandedly in the episodes, she kind of just says stuff randomly, not necessarily to anyone. She says even, "I didn't know you had it in you," and all these little sly remarks. It could be all in relation to Billy actually creating the Witch's Road, if there is a road. A lot of those offhanded comments are actually a lot of clues that this Witch's Road, or this version of the Witch's Road, is not anything like Agatha has gone on, if she's ever gone on the road at all. Which takes me into my next theory, and that is that Agatha has never been on the Witch's Road before. Even before Billy brought this up in episode 7, it was something that me and chat had talked about multiple times in our watch party and reviews. Agatha is a wonderful actor with acting like she knows stuff or acting like she doesn't know stuff. She can just lie very well, so you never know when she's actually telling the truth. And when Billy brings up the fact that, hey, maybe you've never been on this road, she looks a little bit offended, but she also looks like, "You got me." Through Billy's research, he finds out that Agatha is basically the only witch to have ever done the Witch's Road, which to me just seems so fishy. And it makes me think, was the Witch's Road just like this concept that maybe her and Rio brought up in order for them to be able to share the bodies and the power of these dead witches? In the comics, the Witch's Road is a mysterious, mystical dimension that only certain magic users can enter. It is the home of the goddess of witchcraft, a cosmic entity that serves as the source of magical power for witches and warlocks who perform magic using spells and phrases. And I tell you all of that to give you my last theory as we exit Theory Lane, which is Death created the Witch's Road. Death, aka Rio, has been said to be the original Green Witch. And to me, I think that the original Green Witch can be synonymous with the goddess of witchcraft. In the comics and the MCU, death is a cosmic entity. Now, we do not have a goddess of witchcraft currently in the MCU, but I can definitely see them just trying to fold those two things over into one. Agatha's coven accidentally summoned Rio, aka Death, because they didn't know that the Black Heart was actually Billy. It wasn't Rio. And the first thing she says is that she was in the neighborhood and that she was brought up, not down. I think a lot of us just assumed that that was supposed to mean like she was in the underworld or hell or something death adjacent, but it could just mean that she was in the secret tunnels that are under the Witch's Road. The same tunnels that we saw Jen and Lilia fall into. The same tunnels that we saw the Salem 7 sneaking through. And we also saw Mistress Death reveal herself in these tunnels. I feel like there's just a lot of proof for each one of these theories that I just told you. And I feel like that's also what makes this show magnificent. We can all agree that Marvel is at its best when we're able to theorize about what's gonna happen next. This is the starter kit. I believe it starts at $15. We got the shaker, 5 flavors. I'm not sure if that's how it comes. That's what they sent to us. So we definitely appreciate that, but y'all definitely check it out. Tell us what your favorite flavor is if you've already tried it. I'm on go mode. I'm on go mode. But I'm on go mode. Now I have some questions for you that I would like you to answer in the comment section down below. Starting with, do you think Tommy is in another body like Billy is? I personally don't think so. I think that Billy entering the body of William Kaplan is a 1 in a million type of deal. Billy Maximoff's backstory is very similar to like the Powerpuff Girls, right? Like sugar, spice, and everything nice. But the sugar is William Kaplan dying. The spice is him already having a connection to magic. And then that chemical X that comes in is the hex that Wanda created. My next question that I want you guys to answer in the comment section down below is, do you think Billy will get Tommy at the end of the Witch's Road? My answer is really just, I hope so. I don't want Tommy to be the friends that we met along the way. While there are a lot of similarities between this show and The Wizard of Oz, I do not want to get to the end of the road and it be like, oh, you were actually filled with courage the whole time, Cowardly Lion. Surprise. My next question is, do you think Billy will make a deal with Death like Agatha did? Because of how weird the creation of Billy and Tommy really is, when they quote unquote die, like where do their souls go? Where do their bodies go? Where do these things that were created within Wanda's womb actually end up? And I think that with Death is a pretty solid answer. And depending on what Agatha did with her own son, I could definitely see her wanting to stick up for Billy or stand by Billy and try to help him get his brother back the same way that she probably tried to get her son back before making that deal with not the devil, but with Death. Which takes us to our last question, and that is, do you think Agatha gets redeemed? Loki had to sacrifice himself twice to get redeemed in the MCU. Do you think that we come out of Agatha All Along with her helping Billy get Tommy back and that being enough to redeem all of the wrong that she's done in her life? And a lot of this redemption story is depending on whether or not she tried to sell her baby for the Darkhold. I just wanted to talk about some of my final thoughts, theories, and questions that I have going into this series finale for Agatha All Along. If you haven't already, make sure you drop a like and a share on the stream because it helps out tremendously around here. And don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified whenever we go live for a watch party or post a review. And if you stayed until the very end, don't forget to drop a 7 in the chat and you get 2 bonus questions. The first one, do you think Agatha sold her son for the Darkhold? And the second question, do you think Mephisto will show up in this series finale? Thank you for watching. I have been having such an amazing time watching Agatha all along, and you guys have made it 10 times better. As I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Excelsior.
If you guys would like to support Marv Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan. Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update.